County. This is Councilman Brett Sanders recapping December the 3rd, 2024's council meeting. Excuse the noise, we're actually meeting at the Civic Center tonight, and our next council meeting will also be here at the Civic Center at 11 a.m. Some people may or may not know that with the renovation work we have going on at the courthouse, they're doing some painting and improving also in the council chambers, so that's the reason why we're meeting here. Nothing really exciting. I mean, it's kind of the same. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but third reading tonight, we did finally approve or finalize the approval of a backup generator for the new detention center that will pretty much run the entire detention center. We also voted third reading tonight on the environmental and code enforcement officers for the City of Belton. People may not be aware, and some people are, that Anderson County Sheriff's Department is now providing sheriff services for the City of Belton, and the City of Belton reimburses the county or pays for the officers being down there for their presence. And with those officers, they requested that they also have some code enforcement and environmental enforcement, and those will be funded by the City of Belton. Also tonight we had changed the time frames on submittals on plats for subdivisions. And basically what happens is when someone decides they're going to do a subdivision, they have to present those plans in digital format to they had in here the planning administrator, but basically our planning department, building and codes, and down in those facilities, they have to present them 60 days prior to the planning commission meeting, and then they will review those documents. Then the person who submits them has 10 days to revise or make changes. Then it goes before the planning commission. If it is denied or rejected at the planning commission, we put in tonight that upon that denial, the planning commission has 7 days to supply the reasons for denial to the property owner or the developer. And now they have 90 days if it gets rejected to come back make the changes, come back before the planning commission. And if it's denied a second time, then they have to wait they have to wait 180 days to come back before. And basically what this is going to do is take some of the burden off our planning department staff, take some of the burden off the planning commission so their agendas are not so long and they're overburdened with things coming in. It takes some of the burden off the planning commission and also and county staff, but it also takes a lot of the burden off the public that's coming in either in support or in denial, where they're having to come back and forth, and it will basically keep the same thing from just keep getting submitted over and over and over again. So I had some concerns on there. I voted against it, and the reason I voted for against it tonight was I support the ordinance and the change and what it does. I feel like we had some major changes to that tonight when we got here, and I just feel like that those changes need to be out for the public to view and have a little more input on than us voting on it tonight. So I understand what was voted on. I support what was voted on, but I just feel like representing my constituents, they need to have a little more time to have some feedback on it. And I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. That's just the way I feel about the things. And I'm also concerned about with the changes. And I think it was said tonight, they can just appeal it is the next step. Well, when something's appealed, I don't think the people know that it costs, if it's in my district or any other council member's district up here, if it gets appealed, it costs my constituents taxpayer money. And it's not, a couple $100. We're talking significant amounts here that the taxpayers are paying, and I just wanted them to be aware of that and realize that what their tax money is being spent on. And I don't want to support something that is going to, I think it was said by our county attorney they always had the right to appeal, but I think if we handle things properly up front with good, strong ordinances and good communication, those appeals will be limited. and I just don't want to see, the thing, if it gets turned down, first thing now everyone's going to want to do, and I hope it doesn't happen, and I'm speaking primarily for myself tonight, is for them to go and shoot straight across for an appeal process. And, I've always been conservative. I'm about saving money and thinking things through long term, but again, I do support the ordinance. I like what it's doing. I just felt like it needed to be explained a little more in detail, and be out there for the public to understand. I understand it, but enough of beating that dead horse. I just wanted to get my opinions across and share, my reason for voting and my understanding of it. Also tonight, we had on a first reading a $6.2 million investment on 80,000 square foot and 60,000 square foot warehouse facility. The taxes on that, once it goes through, is going to increase over 2.5 times what they currently are. We also voted again tonight on the right-of-way or easement for a gas line for the new Inspire Abilities right here above the Civic Center on McGee Road. They're going to have a greenhouse there and grow vegetables and sell, maybe a farmer's market type thing. And so I'm glad to see our special needs population are being taken care of. We also had a project for Greenville County that allowed them to put it in the part where they can take advantage of any state incentive, this incentive monies that's out there for them. The county receives 1% of the tax revenue generated. It's a reciprocal relationship. So glad we could step up and help our Greenville partners up the road. E&I also had an expansion going on that is going to create another 300 jobs, separate locations. That was on tonight, which we discussed last time. We also had tonight the issuance of a bond on a $35 million aggregate principal amount for on the new jail, which was I think we're going to file on that in April, and it was approximately 3.7% interest rate, and basically we already knew what we were doing there. We just stair-stepped it, so that was a pretty simple decision to make on our jail project. Also, normally I don't hit bid orders or change approvals, but tonight I know that the press box in Hurricane Springs was vandalized a few years back, and Senator Cash in his district secured some funding, state funding, the amount of $279, right at $280,000 to revitalize that press box. I just want to thank Senator Cash for helping in that. It's not my district, but I'm on the border. I have a lot of my constituents that use that, so thank Senator Cash. We also had a couple of grant money projects on wastewater. We have a $477,000 grant on generators. We also had a grant for some bypass pumps. And I don't know if people know that when you work on your sewer pump stations, once it's down, they have to have bypass pumps to keep everything flowing. So that was a $153,000 grant there. So glad to see we're at least keeping that flowing. And that was pretty much sums it up tonight. I want to appreciate everyone for listening. I also want to thank everyone, or say that I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, got to spend some time with the family. I know that Christmas is coming up, and just like to remind everyone to continue to shop local and support your local businesses. Our local businesses here and our small businesses are the backbone of our community. They're always getting involved. They're supporting little league teams. They're providing uniforms. They're providing food for different projects. They're making donations to the Cancer Association, Lights of Hope. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So if you can, visit some of your smaller businesses.